What's up, guys?
What's up?
Hello.
Look at this. 3 5-7ers back together.
We're back.
We're back.
We back. Welcome to another episode of What's the Diff? Except today we're doing a special segment called What About This?
What about that?
We're going to bring some topics to the table
What
and
about
discuss
this, huh?
them.
What about it?
What about it?
Yeah.
I am a ship built from another ship's parts, Josh.
I thought you were going to start with, I am a shit.
I shipped my pants.
No.
I shit my bed. With me today is comic book / miscellaneous Coley
Hey, that's me.
and fantasy Keenan.
I just love fantasy.
Like fantasy as in the Mariah Carey song?
Well, who doesn't love fantasy by Mariah Carey?
Honestly, that's a great song.
It's a great
That's
song.
such a good song. It's a banger.
It bangs,
I don't
just
know
like
that song.
Mariah Carey. Let's see. Where was I? Today's special episode is thought-provoking questions. I am bringing some philosophical questions. Coley's bringing some comic-related questions and maybe miscellaneous.
Well, kind of sci-fi.
Sci-fi,
Yeah.
sure. And Keenan is bringing fantastical ideas.
Whoa. Mine sounded the coolest for sure.
Phantasmic.
Yeah.
It's not the coolest.
It's not the coolest.
Mine's probably not the coolest.
It's
No.
probably
I didn't really get
coolest.
the memo until 20 minutes ago. I did. I just didn't read the memo.
Don't tell. They don't
I definitely
know.
got it.
They don't know them. Don't tell them. that.
He even agreed to the memo.
Yeah.
He was like, that sounds great.
I don't, think
The
I don't
text,
think I was
which is
sober.
many days ago. You're like, yeah, dude, let's do it.
I
I'm
was
on.
like,
I'm
"Ooh,
on."
that's yeah, woo.
And here we are. He's like, oh shit, I actually have to have things ready.
Ooh, I thought we were just talking.
And I was like, oh, what are we doing today?
Whoa, yeah.
Like,
What would
now?
we talk about if we don't have prompts? So,
Have an opinion on something we've already discussed? Want to hear one of your topics debated? You can connect with us at what'sthediff.net. Leave us a text or a voicemail at 802-884-3553.
bitch,
Or send a voice clip to us at hellowhat'sthediff@gmail.com.
do it.
Do it
You
now.
should do it. Do it now. Kill me. I'm here.
If you like what you're hearing, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Think about how many YouTube channels you just subscribed to and forgot about. Just do that.
Yeah.
Do it, forget about it.
No, don't forget.
Don't forget.
We'll watch a few and then if you
Delete
forget,
all your
yeah.
other subscriptions. Only subscribe to us.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the bell does, but everyone on YouTube says, hit the bell.
The bells for like if we post a new video, then people get a notification on their phone or whatever saying like, "Hey, What's Stiff Podcast posted a new thing."
Oh,
Yeah.
hit the bell.
Hit the bell. Give us a thumbs up so that the YouTube can be like, "Hey, people like this. Let's put it out there in the algorithm, and then more people can like this.
We'll get algorithmized.
We'll get algorithmus."
Algorithms.
I got algorithmus.
Also, big announcement.
Big news.
We have unleashed our Patreon. Yeah, you can look for us at What's the Diff Podcast on Patreon, or just go to what'sthediff.net. It's going to be a link on there. We have
Yeah.
some tiers for you and some special content for the higher tier.
What is it? You got to go onto the site.
We're not going to tell you. You're going to find it out.
Yeah, find it out with your looking eyes.
Yeah, with your looking eyes. My brand. I love that commercial. All right, well, who's what's going where first?
I'll do it.
Okay, do it.
I wear the pizza pants in this relationship. So let's start off.
Debatable.
All right.
I wear them when you're asleep.
Whoa, that's true.
Yeah,
I don't wear pants by sleep.
I just put pizza on my legs once in a while.
I hear it's good for the skin.
You just duct tape pizza to your legs. Pizza pants.
No, they melt onto my skin.
Oh, that
Mm.
sounds like it hurts.
Yes.
Huh. Anyway,
Anyways, so this has been asked for a millennia, this question, and I thought
that all?
that we can ask it again.
okay.
If you replace all the parts of a boat, is it still the same boat?
So you start with a boat,
You got a boat?
and let's say it's like a
Say it's a wooden boat.
like a pirate ship.
Yeah, you
So
got
like-
a pirate ship.
Okay, you got a pirate ship. Dope. First off, fucking dope. You have a pirate ship. Are you saying if I was to replace every board that makes up the pirate ship, like maybe not one at a time, but like after a while, would I still have the same ship?
Yeah, that's the question. So let's say over a 20-year period, you're replacing the boards, you're replacing the mast, you swabbed the poop deck too much, and now you got to get rid of the poop deck. And you, as you're doing this, you're also selling it to your buddy Jim or Jimothy.
Jimothy, yeah.
You're selling Jimothy your extra parts.
So he gets a shitty old boat.
Well, he has parts to it, so he's collecting these parts.
Okay.
But we're talking about the boat that you have been replacing stuff for.
Okay.
Is it still your like same old boat?
So over the course of 20 years, every single part gets replaced.
Yes.
But throughout the course of that time, is it like linear? Like at 10 years, half the parts have been replaced?
I mean, here and there, I would say you don't have to replace things immediately. So it's kind of a little bit more logarithmic. I would say like towards the end, it gets kind of like more and more parts need to be replaced.
Just so happens that you're at 20 years of having this pirate ship, and every board is non-original.
Yeah.
If I can, I would say yes, it is still the same ship because it follows the same design plan as the original. So it's still the same shape and like structure, which is, I mean, it's like, it's the ship, and if you replace, like, what do they call the things on the front? The
Bow.
Lady.
The lady.
Yeah, like the
ballast
thing. No, it's like a thing on the bow, the whatever. Anyway,
It's got a name.
it's got a name, but if you replace that with one that is just a newer, updated version of it, usually those kind of figures are specific to ships. So like the Blackbeard ship has this thing on it, and that's what makes it like the Queen Anne's Revenge. He's got a queen or whatever it is on the front. That's what makes it the Queen Anne's Revenge. If you replaced all the parts, but it was still basically the same parts and still had that lady on the front or whatever, it would still be the Queen Anne's Revenge, even though all the parts are different. Did any of that make sense?
Yeah.
I blacked out.
I think I think I've heard this before, and like somebody said, well, if it's 50% or more of new parts, then it's different. But I don't really think that either. I think it's the same boat. Like if you saw, you had a friend, Paul Rudd, and
Good
you used to go sailing with him, and then 20 years later, you're like, hey man, I renovated my boat. Come take a look. And he's like, oh wow, is that the same boat? I'd be like, yeah, it's the same boat. I'm not gonna be like, no, it's a different boat. But is it the same boat we used to go sail on? Well, yeah, but it's new parts. That just sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a good question. And I always think of it like in more modern terms. So like Coley, for you, like for a car.
Yep. That's exactly what I was just thinking about.
You're just starting to replace these parts, and maybe they're like slightly a little different. You had the manufacturer part, now you have the OEM, which is basically the same but a little different, as you probably know from one of our previous episodes.
Yeah.
And as you keep replacing these parts, eventually you have to also replace the body.
Yeah.
Is that still the same car?
If it has the same VIN, it's the same car, which means it was manufactured.
I was going to say that. Yeah, if it is the same VIN, but the likelihood that if you're replacing the body entirely and like, I don't know if you get the same VIN. I don't know how that works exactly. That's an interesting question.
What does it mean, like, theoretically?
But if it is, say you swap the whole body for a new one that's not rusted or whatever, like, but you keep the same VIN, then that is legally the same car, I would say. But to me, somebody who did that for fun or whatever, I would be like, no, it's something different. But if it's still like the same car, like I don't know. It depends on if you can't really do this, but if you take a Subaru and you replace all these parts and then you end up with it being a Mitsubishi or something, then obviously it's like, no, it's not the same car. It started with this and ended up as this. So it's not the same car. But if you have a pirate ship, and you replace everything one for one with new parts and didn't upgrade it at all, then I would say that's the same ship. Though, if you took that pirate ship and as you were replacing parts, you're like, I'm going to add on 40 more cannons. Why not? I'm going to upgrade the ship to be like a man of war instead of just like a schooner or whatever. Put more guns on it, put more defenses, maybe widen it a little bit or whatever. No, that's not the same boat.
Okay, so once you start kind of changing some things, that's when it kind of starts changing.
So not just
from-
replacing, but modifying.
Yeah.
So what if you took your house here,
Mhm.
bulldozed it, and then built the exact same house?
It's a different house.
That would be a different house.
So what if you did like what you said about the boat, and over the course of 20 years, you had the same result? Like, it's a completely different house. Same foundation maybe, but like completely different house. But it was 20 years of a process.
Yeah.
The house different after that 20-year mark because the last piece of board was switched.
And so I think that's kind of where it comes up to what you were saying with like, it seems like at a certain point, once you make enough changes to something, even if it is just almost the exact same thing being replaced,
It's a different house.
it feels like it's a different house. Like
Yeah.
I was thinking about this in terms of computers.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say I'm really bad with computers and I have this computer that I built and things started to quote unquote break, but they're actually working.
Yeah.
But I find a way to get a replacement. They allow me to have the same exact parts. And so I'm like, hey, Jimothy,
Great guy.
great guy. I like you so much. I'm going to give you my broken parts. If you can make them work, good for you. But if not, then do what you want with them. You're helping me out by taking them off my hands. And he goes, okay, thank you. And
Okay.
so I'm replacing my computer parts slowly but surely with the same exact parts. And Jimothy is having those same exact parts that used to be mine for his. Eventually, I get this whole computer that's the same exact parts, but they're different. And now Jimothy has the same exact computer that I built. Is that still my computer that Jimothy has? Because that brings me to the second part of the question of this.
If he takes all your parts,
If
builds it back up.
if someone collects all the discarded parts of your old boat, is that now your boat? Is how they put it. But I think is it still the same boat?
I think if you had a Lego set and you destroyed it and then rebuilt it, yes, that's the same boat.
But we're not talking about the same set.
But it's the same exact parts, right?
It's the same exact parts. So it's like if you had a Lego set and you started taking pieces off and giving it to your friend and then replacing it from this new set.
But so you're not asking about what he has.
It's like all the exact same parts, but you're just.
But I think
putting
if you
new updated parts.
if you gave your friend all your old parts and then he built those parts up, he's just rebuilding the boat you had, and that's the same exact boat you had. But if you're, obviously, yeah. If you're getting new parts, then it's different, I think.
Well, and for the computer, like, is it the same case? Are we going with a different case?
Same case and everything.
Same
so.
case and everything?
If he's just taking your discarded parts and building it, he's essentially what happened was your thing became deconstructed, then reconstructed.
So, but is that still your thing? So, like with the pirate ship, is it still your ship if he has all of your parts and then rebuilds it into this new ship?
No, because you gave it to him.
So,
Yeah, that's kind of.
it's kind of like ownership. So,
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
like, so then going back, like once you take one piece off of your ship and put a new piece, even though it's the same exact piece, it's now technically a new ship. Or is there this certain amount of thing? Like same with the house.
I think it's certain. I think it's 50%. Like if I'm not modifying, I'm just like completely doing the exact same thing with newer materials, but it's more than half. I think at that point it's a new thing. Like what's that movie? RoboCop?
yeah,
That's not the original dude anymore.
that's
It's more
RoboCop.
than 50% changed.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it comes down to design. At least
Well,
for.
I think 100%. Yeah, if it changes design, then it's different.
Yeah, like if we're talking about the house or the pirate ship, if you rebuild pirate ship, like I said, one for one, it's still your pirate ship because it hasn't changed at all. Like people are going to recognize that as, oh, that's the same ship as you've had before.
Even though it's the new parts.
Even it's the new parts. Yeah. And same with the house. Like if you replace one for one, don't upgrade anything, people are going to be like, oh, yeah, same house.
Well, then what about Jimothy's new boat? Is that still your boat? Is it still the Queen Anne's Revenge?
No,
if
not
he
unless
has-
if you gifted it to him, if
Because
you
it's
gifted the thing,
all the same stuff.
But
Exactly. I
if he,
know what
that
you
would
mean.
require you to have 100% new parts if he had all the old parts.
yeah,
Yes,
Which would be
that's what we're
a
saying.
new thing.
yeah. So you have a new thing,
Yeah. And he
but it
has,
still looks exactly like the Queen Anne's Revenge, and now he has all the original parts of the Queen Anne's Revenge.
But because you rebuilt it from complete, like you have 100% new parts, you made a copy, a clone, a duplicate.
So you have Queen Anne's Revenge (1)
and 2.0.
and 2.0, even though it's the same stuff.
So you're saying the original Queen Anne's Revenge is the one that you gave Jimothy?
In a way, you can say that it is, but
Yeah.
it's different with this kind of ownership, right? Because like, say you have like instead of like a big pirate ship, it's like a small pirate ship.
Mhm.
It's one thing if you're like, hey Jimothy, I want this newer one that's the exact same,
Mm-hmm.
but it's newer. It's not, I didn't put it in the water as long, so you can have this old one, and I'll have this new one. Because at that point with the ownership, I feel like you'd be like, okay, this is the Queen Anne's Revenge 2, even though it's the exact same.
If I bought a Honda Civic and then a month later I sold it to my friend and then got a brand new one, it's only a month newer. It's the exact same model, exact same car. It's the same car, but there's a 1.0 and a 2.0. They're not the same car. They're two different cars.
Yeah,
Because
and
they're
so-
different entities in
So
themselves.
so you're just skipping the rebuild process.
Yeah,
So,
so I'm saying I feel like that's where this kind of philosophical thing kind of changes, is that rebuild. And so like that's where this question comes in, is that still your ship? Because he does have all the original parts of the Queen Anne's Revenge.
Yeah.
But you have been slowly rebuilding the Queen Anne's Revenge to the point that you no more have the original parts. No more have the original parts.
no more
I'm
have it.
so stupid.
I think if
No more
he
have.
if he rebuilds the boat that you gave him in pieces, it is what you would say is your boat originally, but you gifted to him, obviously. But that would be the boat. Yes, that was the original boat, and it still is, and always will be. But the new boat is the exact same, just a new version, and it's not the original boat.
So like at some point, as you like put these like new masts and things and replace the cannons, even though it's the exact same ones, at some point you're saying at 50%.
I'm saying greater than the majority of what it is. If the majority of what it is not what the original is, it's not the original.
I see why this is a philosophical question.
right?
It's fucking hard to answer.
Because
For a
like-
second, I was like, well, it's obviously like 100%. When you switch everything from one ship and then upgrade it, it's like you have that one plank that's left and you replace it with a new one. It's a different boat. But if it follows the same design, still counts as the first boat, the original one. I don't know. It's fucking weird.
right? It's like almost like I feel like maybe, and this is my interpretation of what you're saying, Keenan, like you have basically these copies of each one, but during the rebuild process, at some point, you are at new boat status.
Yeah, I think I personally believe that if it's, because now that I'm thinking about like car manufacturing, if you go to a car plant and they're like 1,000 duplicates, they're not the same car at all. They just look the exact same. If I have a new boat and it has new parts, it's not the same boat. After half. That's what I think. After 50%, because if you can call each car individual because they each have individual VINs, but they're the exact same parts, every single part that is the exact same is still a different part. So
yeah.
I think it's just the same as that. If
And
even if
they're
it's
all
rebuilt.
ever so slightly different. Like
Well, yeah.
no parts that come off of a manufacturer are going to be the same. The body lines are going to be
Yeah.
slightly different. Shit like that. So you could argue that your car is unique to you.
Yeah.
It is extremely similar to another, but it is like you're like, oh, I have a body line here that's weird, or my paint's fucked in this area. So
Yeah, I
But
think
yeah,
I think
I
I've
don't
switched
know.
because in the beginning I was like, well, if my friend came back 20 years later and I had a completely new boat, but it was the same boat, I'd say it's the same. But no, I'd be like, it's a copy. That's what I would say.
I would call it an upgrade.
Or what do they call that? Well, yeah, the whole thing. But there's a word for that. There's a
Copy, duplicate.
well, in like cars and boats and things, it's a
What are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you saying?
there's a word for remaking a classic car with new parts.
I mean,
Rebuild,
remodel,
Restoring?
refurbish, restore.
It's no, it's a new parts, not old. What is that called?
You put like a new engine into an old car.
Upgrading? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
There probably is a specific word for it, but
Probably.
I'm bad at it. I'm bad
I
at
don't, know,
words.
I don't know what it is. I've heard it, but
It'd be that.
Okay.
it'd be that. It's not the same, but it's a remodel, whatever.
Yeah. And So I think that majority change, I think, is the big one.
Yeah.
But and then also like during the rebuild process, like you have switched out 51% of it, and then Jimothy only has 51% of a boat. Like it's not, he doesn't have a full boat. And if at 51%, it's not like, oh yeah, that's my old Queen Anne's Revenge. Like,
I think a lot of it too comes down to like,
Yeah, you're still gonna have the whatever the boat that is fully built. That's the Queen Anne's Revenge.
yeah,
Yeah, I get what you
unless
mean.
he's replacing his boat too. But I feel like a lot of it comes down to feeling too. Like if you had a car and started replacing it entirely, a new frame, new engine, new whatever, and it looked different, maybe, and it felt different. Like at what point would you say this is a different car? So a lot of it too would be like the feeling of it. Like if you, and I think that does come down to the 51% rule as well. Like if I had a boat that was more than half different, new, I probably would feel like it's different too.
but that's I guess also the same thing is if you're replacing the same exact parts with the same exact parts, is there going to be a point where it actually does feel new? Because I mean, I guess the planks might look a little bit different, but you know, eventually you're going to see your old ship
And
on
that is a
Jimothy's
thing
land.
too, like with boats, when people completely remodel and they'll change the name of it too, because they do feel like it's a different thing.
Maybe, or maybe you don't change it, and Jimothy has to change the name.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you wouldn't change it. But like, I've seen this on boats when they get new ones or if they remodel them, they'll say 2.0. Like they literally, I've seen that on a couple in the harbor. So it's like, I don't know. Yeah. What's the feeling? Do you
Yeah.
feel like
Or
it's a 2.0 or do
they
you feel
just
like
can't
it's-
come up with their own original name.
Well, because no, but if they had the original name and then they were done and they looked at the paint on the name, they're like, this doesn't feel right having the original anymore
The Sea Man.
because now it's not the original. No.
Yeah, it's a really tough one, and it does. I think it does come down to a lot of feeling.
Yeah, you can't
And-
make a rule for that. Yeah.
Yeah, like the argument for if you take a classic car that's kind of beat up and you restore it, and maybe like put a new big ass engine in it and like better seats and better electronics and all that kind of stuff. So it's still like the same car you started with, like it's an old '69. Sorry, I had a burp. 69. Fuck, what was that car that my dad had?
Camaro.
No,
Firebird.
it was
Mustang.
a
Mustang.
well, whatever. We'll say
GT.
We're gonna say Mustang because I can't remember what it was.
That's why I said twice.
I wanted him to say
So you have an old 1969 Mustang,
Okay.
and you put a new engine in it, and you put new paint on it, and you like fix the body, and you put new seats in it, and ergonomics, and new interior, and like at the base, it is that same 69 Mustang, and it's recognized as a 69. I think you could argue that like, well, the soul of the vehicle is the 69, so it's still the same car.
What about people? Like, what if you, like with the RoboCop, like what if you took, because like I was saying, he's not the same person, but he has the same consciousness. So what if you took their consciousness and put him in a robot? I think once you introduce consciousness, I would say, yeah, you're the same person. You just have a different body.
Well, oh God, is my meat suit walking around that's just like no consciousness, or
Just missing the torso.
No, but if you had a meat suit walking around with a different consciousness, yeah, I'd say that's not you. So I think consciousness and soul are a huge part of who or how you describe something or what it means. So like if you feel like the soul of your boat is different now,
yeah? Can you give a soul to your car or your boat or whatever?
I can feel like it.
But I would say it like consciousness after a certain point, like if you're a completely different person, like Keenan, if you walked into my front door being like 6 feet tall and an Asian woman, and you're just like, hey, it's me, Keenan. I feel like it'd still be a little different, even though your
Well,
consciousness is all there.
Because it's been modified. But what if it was the exact same me? I just looked, I don't know, brand new.
Or like
3 months old.
what if you took your head and put it on the body of a robot? And so,
Well, I think that's easy because robots have no emotional connection. So you'd say it's still you. But like he was saying, if it's a new person with a new different body, different face and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's different. But if I don't know, because that changes a little bit. Because I think also being in a different body can change a person a bit.
Well, yeah. And I'd say physically, like, okay, what if I had a 50% of my body and she only 51, and she 49% of my body was her. You'd be like, Keenan. I'd be like,
Hey, guy.
Keenan 2.0.
Thing 1 and thing 2. I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah, there's no end to that.
I don't know
That's
anymore,
good, though.
man. I don't fucking know.
And I think it all comes down to feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I had on it. Which one of you wants to?
Which one of you?
Which one of you?
I'll go.
All right.
If okay. If you woke up one day and it was quite a memorable day, or maybe not. If it's just a day and you lived that day and you kind of remember things about the day, and then you fell asleep and you woke up again, it was the same exact day. So Groundhog Day, if you've never seen the movie, it's a good movie. If you woke up and found that your life was like Groundhog Day, what's the first thing you would do?
So I'm assuming you lived a few of these days to like go, oh, okay.
Yeah, like the first couple of days, you're like, "What the fuck? It's all like this seems like yesterday."
You're talking about this is the exact. This is your day one. So
it's the day one over and over. Or yeah.
This is your day one of infinite day.
Yes.
So
you're not
talking
really
about the
super
first day.
aware yet.
You could
Yeah.
argue that it's always the day one of the infinite day.
Yeah, but this is your day one. Like
This is the first time you've experienced it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have no recollection. I mean, the first thing I would do is I would probably. I mean, it depends on the day. Like, I'm gonna say for ease. So let's see. I'm thinking about your work schedule. Let's say it was a Wednesday. So you had just worked, and you're going to bed, and you're like, okay, well, I got to go to bed and wake up and work the next day. I feel like there's going to be a point where you know something is weird. And for me, it would be first logging in and doing my next task to see that everything that I had done yesterday has been wiped. And I'd be like, oh, what the hell? And I would probably be like messaging people to be like, hey, I was doing this work yesterday and it's gone. And they'd be like, what do you mean? You have to get that to me today.
Like, I fucking did this. Well, then people would be like, you're crazy, dude.
Yeah.
You're
So
trying to get out of a project.
Yeah.
No, I swear.
So like the first thing is I would be kind of freaking out because it's like, oh, there is a lot of things that are the same. So I feel like generally my first day would be more or less kind of the same day.
Just with a lot more confusion.
Yeah. Like I would understand what people are about to say because I kind of remember it from the day before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like my first day in general is going to be fairly boring, which I mean, I guess that's kind of how the Groundhog Day movie goes as well. Yeah. They're like, wait, what the hell? What's going on here?
He's like,
Be full of a lot of deja vu.
We just did this.
Yeah.
I'd probably, go to work and then the same exact things would happen. And I'd be like, what? Why did you say that again? The same exact things yesterday. And they'd be like, you weren't here yesterday. And I'd be like, yes, I was. They'd be like, no, you weren't. And I'd be like, I literally fucking was, dude. And I would think everyone's just pulling a fat prank on me or something.
Yeah. Then you start seeing like the same customers come in.
Yeah. They say the same things. I'm like, what the fuck? I go to my notepad and it's like not written down what I had yesterday. Like, what? I'd immediately be like, I would probably immediately go, this is Groundhog Day. And there's also that one show. It's like, fuck, I think it's on Netflix. This chick wakes up and starts living the same day every day.
Oh, you're talking about, I think I was talking before the podcast, Palm Springs. It's a movie. It has like Andy Samberg and...
no, it's a movie. Or, sorry, a show.
Oh, something doll.
Yeah, some doll.
I forget, yeah.
Russian doll? No.
I think so.
I've never heard of that.
It's really good.
Yeah, it has one of the ladies from, I think, Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, curly hair.
Yeah, I wanted to see it for a while.
Russian dolls? Yeah, something like that. But anyway, it's, watch that.
Huh.
Yeah. I think I don't know if I like believe the whole, like, this is actually happening. But I think my mind would go to that pretty quick because there's no way that every single thing would happen the exact same way. Or I would think I'm going fucking crazy. Like I'm actually fucking going crazy. And I'd probably call my doctor. Be like, hey, this is happening in my head. Can you like run a test of some sort?
Yeah. And so I feel like, and they'd be like, oh yeah, we'll get you in like a week. And you're like, okay, cool.
And then it would happen again, and then I'd be like, no. And she'd be like, I'd be like, get me in tomorrow. And she'd be like, what do you mean? We never talked yesterday.
Like, oh God,
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And then you're really alone.
Where's that groundhog?
So it's like the first day.
kill it.
The first day is kind of like a safety day. It's like you might understand that the concept is happening, but you don't know for sure if that is the concept until you're reiterated with another day of it happening.
The second day, yeah. The second day would suck.
Well, okay. What about this then? We'll go 1,000 days. You've lived the same day 1,000 times. What would you be doing? Like if you knew everything, how everything worked, what would you do?
Whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'd be like, okay, I have money in the bank. I have food in the fridge. Like, I can wake up every day, eat, drive my car, do whatever I need. Like, I'm just gonna go fucking snowboarding every single day. And then, so like, if I went snowboarding every single day and it was supposed to be a work day every single time, every single day I went snowboarding, they'd call me and be like, what the fuck, why aren't you at work? So I'd start ignoring that because I wouldn't need to be at work because obviously I know tomorrow I'm not going to have to be at work again anyway.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, you're tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Tomorrow.
That never really comes.
So I would just learn that there's no consequences because the next day doesn't exist. So there's no reason to do anything.
How long do you think it would take you to get into that mindset of there's no consequences? Because like in Groundhog Day movie, it's morbid, but he's like, I've been living the same day like millions of times. So he's like, I've been shot, stabbed, run over by a truck, electrocuted. Like he offs himself in all these different ways to see if it happens because he's just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I probably do the same shit, dude.
And he always wakes up again. Like what do you think, what point would that be before you start doing, not necessarily like suicide, but like
2 weeks.
Drastic
Fucking 2 weeks.
things?
I think maybe not drastic things, but the coming to the sense that I need to, like, if this is my new normal, that I need to start kind of building my life for it, I think is a week.
Yeah.
A week?
I think if I
Yeah.
like, no matter, okay, so if I woke up and every day was the exact same day, I mean, relatively, if I did whatever I wanted, every day would be different for me. So, I mean, everything would be happening the exact same around me at all times, but I would be living a different day every single day. So I think I would try to make sure that every day I did something different so that I still had a life.
Right.
Because that way, that's what defines,
But
a
you
life
don't-
is every day is different. So.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
you don't know that like this phenomenon is not going to last like 12 days or something.
Yeah, you never know. And so going to your thing of the 1,000 days, if I've lived this 1,000 days, at this point, this is what I would have. I would figure out how to have, for my timeline, infinite money. So some kind of credit card that has a very high limit that will allow me to do all the things that I want to do.
But then
to find a way that I'm
that
able.
credit card's gone.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. In those 1,000 days, I find out how to get that credit card at the earliest point possible in my day.
Oh, like get it approved.
Yeah. So I only spend like an hour of my day getting my infinite money. So that I can go do whatever I want. If I want to go check out Belize for my one day, I can go get that personal jet, get that going, and have my fun there. If I want to go, snowboarding in Japan for that day, figure that out, go there.
So efficiency. Because if you're living a different life every single day, you need to be very efficient in how you can make every day different. So resources, money. If you can somehow make time slower, like travel as much as you can back in time, like through the time zones.
Figure out, because it's dependent on when you
It's
are lights
your
out.
24 hours. Okay.
It's not your 24 hours. It's lights out. You could stay up for 4 days straight, and then all of a sudden, once you're out, then you're back.
That makes sense. Okay.
So also,
which isn't 100% accurate to. Actually, I think it is. I think that is how it works in Groundhog Day. It's like when he goes to sleep or dies, I guess.
yeah.
That
But
would
So
I don't remember if it's like one day, like 24 hours, and then he just gets reset. I don't remember if that's what it is.
I don't think that happens, but
Yeah.
there's also in like the movie Palm Springs, like she stays up for like 6 days, goes home and falls asleep, and then she's back there.
So you could have a different week every time.
Well, if you can get yourself to stay up that long.
So yeah,
which-
okay, I would figure out how to extend my time.
Hell on your body. Jesus.
Yeah, but I mean, you
Only
wake up
for
the
a
next
week.
day and you're good.
True.
I would figure out how to get my money in, extend my time by, I don't know, whatever pills, like make a concoction every morning
Yeah.
that would allow me to just like stay up energized. I don't know. Yeah, so money and time, and then I'd have like transportation so I could get places quick too.
Mm-hmm.
I would teach myself to do everything.
Oh, you'd have so many skills by that
Yeah,
time.
Everything. Anything you've ever wanted to do. Like I'd be a pilot for a plane, a helicopter, doesn't matter. Anything that flies, I would know how to fly
But
it.
how are you going to get to a plane every single morning early enough to learn how to fly? And
I mean,
get yourself on a plane without a license. Like,
I think the hardest part would be also like
Still
making
real life.
someone teach you how to do it. Like, because they'd be like,
Everything.
"Oh, this is your first day," and you're like, "No, I'm ready to fly solo, so I can figure it out."
well,
like,
you go to a different class every day, every week.
but I mean, you'd have to figure out where in the world that their different class is,
Exactly.
and so it's like there's a lot of things. Which I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
if you have enough time, you could.
You got enough time.
Yeah, if you got your concoction to stay up, then you're gonna be good to
Okay,
go.
let's talk about the real shit. What about like falling in love and everything? That would never happen.
Well, I mean, that's the thing that also happens in Groundhog Day is that he does everything perfectly for that person for that time they are together for them to basically fall in love right then and there.
In one day.
Yeah, because they like every single moment, it's like, oh, you do something that they don't like, you just you kind of like make a mental note of that, and then you do everything the exact same to that point, change that one thing, and then you get on to the next step.
Yeah, he does it to like pick up women and stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which,
But-
I mean, I feel like that's an opportunity. But again, of course, like proximity is going to be a little hard. But every single day, the people are in their one position.
And you wake up in the same place every day.
It's
Yeah.
the same.
Same
That
start.
morning
So you
is
can blow
always the
your
exact
house
same.
up, and then you wake up in that same house the next
Yep.
day.
Yeah.
Everything that you did would be reset.
Yeah.
Everything. So yeah, like he drives a truck off a cliff and vaporizes himself, wakes up in bed the next day.
Yeah. Fills
I-
a bathtub.
I would do the
puts toaster in it.
crazy. I'd
Yeah.
start doing crazy shit. Jump out of planes. You're pretty much, I mean, invincible
To a degree, yeah.
in your own relative state. So
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Or I didn't even think about this. The what's that movie? The Tom Cruise one.
Mission Impossible.
Oh,
Mission
Edge
Impossible
of
2.
Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah. The one where he like every time he dies, he resets the day.
And he's in like a war.
Yeah, and he
Mhm.
has to figure out how to fight all these
Yeah, and
aliens.
he's problem solving. How to like, God, why do I keep dying? And they have to, yeah.
Yeah, and you have to
Nice.
map out every step of your day, like 1 billion times.
Yeah. To make it perfect.
Yeah. That would take a long time.
So assuming my life was just like how it is now, and I had the option to do whatever I wanted, because he didn't have the option. He was in a war.
Yeah,
Mhm.
true. Like, yeah, exactly. Like you wake up and it's a normal day.
Yeah.
You do whatever you want. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I would tell people too. I would after I got bored, I'd start telling everyone around me each day. I'd tell one person to see how they reacted and what like I don't know what would happen, and then reset. And I'd tell somebody else and then reset, and tell somebody else and reset, just to see how that would happen. Like how that
Yeah.
would work.
I mean, that's one thing is how many people do you think that you could convince, like out of your friends, that this is happening
In one
and for
day.
them to join you on this adventure? Say, hey, drop everything. I have something for us.
How would they join you?
Well, for the one day. So like you're
But
like,
they
hey,
have it tomorrow, so they'd be like
They-
consequences.
they have it tomorrow. So you have to like, I mean, there's going to be things that they'll be like, no, I'm not doing that because I have it tomorrow. But there could be some things that you could do for them.
Hey, shoot me in the fucking head. Just do it.
But
What?
would they?
Shoot you in the head?
But would they have it tomorrow? Because then that would mean there's like infinite amount of timelines.
I mean, that's the assumption when it comes to the time
Assuming that
consequences.
you're in a loop and everybody else.
You're in a loop, and they're not.
If everyone exists, then everyone has their own relativity, and if your relativity changes, then everybody else still has theirs.
Yeah, because a Groundhog Day of the same exact day, I don't know, things just wouldn't be getting done.
I would assume, like theoretically, like
Jesus.
you are
Crazy.
you somehow branched into an alternate timeline. You're living in this loop, but there's still the real timeline, and so maybe those people on the timeline that you're in are reliving the same day every day, but unaware of it because they're just in a time loop, but they're real. Oh, never mind. That's too much.
Well, I mean,
How did this sci-fi question turn into a fucking philosophy question?
I mean, it's
Super philosophical.
more sci-fi. Like how I think of it is that basically you're in this loop of the same day, so you're just kind of going down like a line of like every single day that restarts is like you're in this new timeline that's the exact same basically, and so that timeline will go on. So the timelines where the guy was killing himself,
Yeah.
that timeline now doesn't have him in it anymore. The timeline that he fucked up with that love interest of his, that timeline.
Because if all these people are experiencing you in their relative state, which is normal, then they all have a tomorrow, which means you are in that tomorrow as well. So that would make sense.
But if you didn't have consciousness, how would you act, do you think? Would you just be like on autopilot?
I almost think that it's I don't know, like a split consciousness, like, or a duplicate consciousness, a ship to consciousness.
Well, a split reality would just
ship
be
two.
another, two realities.
Yeah,
And
so
2.0.
you're not on autopilot. It's this new consciousness. So that day that you just lived with all that information that you had before, it's now in tomorrow. So because eventually Groundhog Day, the loop is broken, supposedly.
Yeah, because he
I gotta rewatch
naturally falls in love. Because he tries to force it or something. I don't remember how he figures that out, but he falls in love and then he wakes up and he's like, "Oh my god!" So, but yeah,
Yeah.
So I would
So
assume that you're just like some glitch, and every reality that could happen still happens in its own way. Every
Yeah.
choice you make still has a reality to it. So in other realities, you shot a man.
I would figure out how to rob a bank perfectly, so I would never be caught. I would get every detail.
But why? Because the next day you wake up broke anyway.
Yes, but in the event that I wake up and the next day is in fact the next day,
Then you're a bank robber.
no, then I know exactly how to.
which
Then
he
he got away with it.
got away with it with no way for him to get caught.
Yeah.
In your reality, yeah.
But then I guess it also begs the question. You don't know what happens down the line. So you only know how to not get caught for maybe up to most a week with your drug concoction to stay up.
Maybe.
How do you know?
Maybe.
Because if you can only not get caught for one day, what about like a month later? You
Yeah.
never know if
and
you're gonna get caught.
So there is that, which is why I like
Fucking me ball.
that's why I like the black card, like no limit credit card. Is like there might be a way to recover from that, but robbing a bank might be a little tough.
Be fun though.
Oh yeah, I mean I definitely would want to do like some kind of heisty thing,
Yeah.
like in the timeline. But I don't want to like wake up the next day and be like, oh dang it,
Shit, that doesn't work.
they got me. I do like your thing about the learning stuff though. Like I would definitely learn like some of the things that I've wanted to do, like learn how to play the piano, learn how to like
Yeah.
kiteboard.
Yeah,
That'd be rad.
yeah. He teaches himself. It's kind of funny. He teaches himself how to play the piano by getting lessons from this lady every single day, and it's always his first day, obviously. But towards the end of it, like he goes to a recital, and he's playing this like immaculate piece on the piano, and the instructor lady is like, "Oh my god, that's my student." It's like, "Wow, how long have you trained him?" He's like, "It's his first day," and he's just like. So yeah, I would do something like that too. Skydiving, I would do that.
Yeah, skydive without a parachute.
Oh hell yeah. Let's go. I wouldn't do something. Oh, maybe I would if I have that much time. Like I wouldn't swim with sharks.
No,
Sharks fucking scare me.
but I mean
then
you
you-
could spend that time
Yeah.
facing your fear. You could actually get rid of your fear of sharks.
True. Shit, that's a good point. I don't know. Shark's scary.
I feel like it would be something way down the line.
Shark big scary.
Yeah, that's fair.
Crocodile scary.
Crocodile is scary.
That was super scary.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
Yeah.
I think we could call it for that one.
All right. Ring, ring. Hello, Keenan. Are you available?
Hello.
No,
Oh, okay.
Well, then why'd you answer?
I'm pooping.
Oh.
Oh, wait,
My
hold on.
phone's on me, and you can see I'm live on Instagram. And if I don't answer, it's just awkward.
That's true.
My friend always calls me when I'm in the bathroom. She's
Hey,
like, "Why?
are you
Like, why
pooping?
did you?" I'm like, "Hey, can I call you back? I'm in the bathroom." She's like, "Why did you answer?" I'm like, so I could tell you I was in the bathroom.
All right, this one might require some thought. I haven't even figured it out yet.
Oh wow.
If you could live in any fictional universe, which one would you choose?
Star Wars.
Oh, okay. So you wake up, you're on a planet. Oh, I'm in Star Wars. Incinerated. Whole planet. Whole planet done.
Or what if you're on a planet that kind of sucks, like where Luke's at first, where it's just desert?
Tatooine.
Yeah.
Tatooine.
There's ways around it.
Some raider knocks you out with a shovel.
So you go to Mos Eisley.
But how do you get there?
Yeah, you're gonna get there. You're just a regular dude.
Fucking
Yeah.
walk.
You have your same social status and same everything. You're not like just some crazy.
Okay, well,
You're just the same. You're you, but you're just in a different.
I would make my way to
Downtown.
Walking Fast.
Walking
Faces
kinda
pass,
quick.
and I'm home now. I would make my way to Coruscant, and then
Croissant.
Croissant, and then I would track down the Mandalorians, and I'd become a Mandalorian. Boom, done. I've thought about that so many times.
Yeah, but
Being
you
a
weren't
bounty hunter.
raised a Mandalorian, so you would be like the Mando.
Yeah,
The Can Man.
still a Mandalorian.
Well,
Yeah, I want the fucking armor and a jetpack. All right,
pretty
I
badass.
want to look like that.
That's pretty
That's cool
badass.
shit.
Coley fit.
Yeah, well, I would change my name. People would be like,
To what?
Cully? That's a fucking dumb name. And I'm like, you're Zerkar.
You sound like one of those
Gelgan.
humans from the books.
Yeah. Oh, human. Oh, true. Maybe I would just be like, I'm human. I'll tell you everything. And they'd be like, we don't go
Yeah,
to
I had
that
this
part of the
podcast and they
galaxy."
asked like what universe you'd live in, and then I chose this one, and then I woke up here. Pretty cool.
That'd be tight. Tight. That'd be tight. Yeah, Star Wars. For sure.
Me and Josh are all like Jedi's. Like, you just got here, dude.
What took you so long? I'd be like, give me one of those.
No, we're supposed to fight you.
What? No.
Oh God. Like I can't think of like a universe that seems like it would be good. Like there's no universe seems to be great. Like the first one I thought of was like, oh, Kingdom Hearts. But then it's like, okay, well, most of the places get overrun by like Heartless. And you're usually just in a Disney world is like kind of your thing. So you're just like hanging out, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, what's this dark thing? And then like everything just starts kind of dying, and then some guy comes by with this keyblade and it's just like, friends are my power, and you're like, well, can I help? No.
You're not a friend. Oh. All right. Fuck you, Sora.
One I think would be kind of nice is from the game Final Fantasy X. The world is Spira. And it's basically like a world that is like kind of well, it depends on where you're at in the timeline of the world, because the big thing about it is there's this giant thing called sin, which basically just kind of destroys anything that uses like technology and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you had these people called summoners who have to go on this pilgrimage, which is like this giant religious thing to gather aeons, which are powerful beings that they summon. And then they get the final aeon, use that to kill Sin. And then, big spoiler alert for Final Fantasy X, the final aeon becomes Sin again. So you have a calm for a few years, and then Sin comes back as that final aeon.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
That's
so
wild.
I would like to be in the world where they actually have just beaten Sin without the final aeon and saved the world and destroyed Sin forever and ever, because it has a really cool game that I would love to be a professional in called Blitzball.
Blitzball.
Blitzball is this giant sphere of water where it's like a mix of like soccer and rugby. So you're like throwing like the soccer ball like and trying to kick it into a goal, but like you're allowed to like grab onto people and just like tackle the shit out of them, like knock them out.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it sounds pretty badass.
I would want to be in this Star Wars universe during the time of the Republic. Not
Yeah, like
when
pre.
like clones and shit, pre-Empire, because that
That
time,
would suck.
Empire sucks.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you can choose the time. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be fucking Republic, of course.
Okay.
That'd be so rad. Or my other option, if Star Wars isn't on the table, I would be in the Horizon Zero Dawn universe.
Robot dinosaurs.
Robot dinosaurs.
trying to eat.
Yep. They're trying to terraform, but
Oh, so like
Yeah.
Minecraft.
yeah, except you get munched
Okay.
because they're just trying to like take biofuel and re-terraform. So,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
Your bio.
There's a lot. Yeah, you are bio, so therefore they're like, yum, yum. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff. That would be kind of cool.
Mm.
No technology. Run around in the woods. Shoot arrows at giant dinosaur machines.
Mm.
How about this one?
Huh.
No Man's Sky.
Ooh,
That'd be cool.
that would be rad.
That'd be fucking sick.
Oh my god, the base, like you'd be building bases, you'd be
Building
going around like to
bases,
ships.
Have your own planet you can fucking build on, terraform. Go anywhere with cool suits underwater in space, get different ships.
I would immediately do the cobalt trick where you buy cobalt, go to the next universe, sell it,
fuck their
buy it
stocks
again.
up, and
just
do it.
fuck
Yeah.
every.
I did that. I was so rich in that game.
Oh, yeah.
I still am.
I remember you guys told me to do that, and I did it for like 3 hours, and I was like, okay, I have all the money
I'm a billionaire.
I need.
Yeah, you're like, okay, I can buy whatever I want.
I used to wait at spaceports for just one ship that I wanted to show up for like 6 hours. Like actually, Jesus Christ. Or Destiny.
I mean, it would be kind of cool to be a guardian. Like, you don't really have to fear death all that much.
Yeah, I think Borderlands would be.
I was
fun
thinking that too, but that I think it'd be a little shittier than
That'd be
it's
crazy.
Yeah.
But
Definitely wild.
that's kind of alluring to me.
Okay,
Like,
some of the chaos.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking.
So then you
sweet.
like maybe like Mad Max, you'd like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Mad Max, you die, you can't come back. In
Yeah.
Borderlands,
Oh, okay,
you
'cause
die,
it's
you can get
video game.
resurrected.
Well, fuck, if that's the case, then Call of Duty, man. Yeah.
Ooh, okay, here's one.
Why does that guy keep running towards the enemy with just his fists? What the fuck?
All right, here's one.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing.
Ooh, that would
I never
be fun.
played it. I don't know. What the
Ah,
fuck.
okay.
That'd be such a lovely life.
Like, especially with the newer one where it's like, okay, you have this whole island, you're able to literally terraform it to however you want. You can be fishing, collecting bugs, like you just get to have these friends that just live on your island and you're just having a good time with them. You can go diving and stuff. Like, you can fly to your friend's island, check out how they've been decorating things. Like,
Oh my god, Pokemon.
oh my
I
god.
was gonna say, I mean, I'm surprised you guys didn't say that.
Oh my god, yeah. Why didn't I think about that? Because like, I mean, like I love playing like Pokemon in Minecraft. Like,
Yeah,
so it's just like that, but real life.
that's fucking crazy.
I was surprised you guys didn't say Minecraft too.
Pokemon would be.
Minecraft, yeah.
That's what, okay. Well, Ian would be like Minecraft. Roblox.
But yeah, Pokemon, like,
And then Harry Potter, if I was a wizard, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you had wizarding powers.
But like realistically, it'd probably just be like a regular dude that didn't know what was going on.
a muggle.
A regular person.
Yeah, that's so. If you want to be in the wizarding world, but you're a muggle, go to London.
yeah, that's basically it.
That's what it is. Yeah, my choice would be Star Wars #1 because there's so much to do. Pokemon #2. And then I guess fantasy world. Yeah, I would do Horizon Zero Dawn because in those universes you could be like anybody. It doesn't really matter. Like I would love to be in Spider-Man's universe, but
You just be a person.
yeah, I'd be a bystander. I wouldn't be Spider-Man.
Yeah, be a little scary.
Yeah. Be like, oh god, that fucking lizard thing's back again.
God damn it.
I'd move.
Be watching TV like, God, fuck.
Half your building gets ripped off. You're like, well, all right.
So I mean, that you could say the Marvel universe though.
Yeah, but still, that you'd just be a bystander
Yeah.
because you
Most
wouldn't be Iron Man or Spider-Man or whatever. But
well, assume that you'd have some role because like even in Destiny, you'd be like you could just, or No Man's Sky, maybe you're just like fucking work on a fucking ship in a restaurant.
Yeah. So I don't know. Say Tony Stark
Assume
took
it's
a
fun,
liking to
'cause
you
that's-
and gave you some cool power
then
with
I
a
would
suit.
do the shit out of that. Yeah.
Yeah, Marvel would be fun as fuck.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
If you were, yeah.
For me, #1, Pokemon. #2, Final Fantasy X and Calming Time. And then #3, Animal Crossing.
Yeah, if you can die over and over, Destiny, that'd be so fucking sick. All these planets and raids and worlds and loot.
All the powers.
Power.
Oh my god, I want to throw a fucking flaming hammer at someone.
Sick.
I want to pull out a fuzzy little mouse that has like the power of lightning and just blow somebody up. That'd be great.
I'd want to
Oh.
live in the Muppet world.
Would
It's
you be a Muppet?
It's the same thing, but
Hi guys, how you doing? Hey, it's not easy being green.
It's not easy being a Muppet.
oh, I like Monster Hunter would be pretty fucking sick.
Oh, Monster Hunter would be cool.
Like having a little palico with you running around, and you're just like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna fuck shit up with my small knife, which is my size.
the size of my body.
It's pretty funny though. In a lot of these, I'm like, our reality. I'm kind of like glad we live in when you think about how, conflictual those are. But if everything was cool, and if you could die and come back, what if you
big thing.
What if you couldn't die? What if it was like real, like you can't die?
Ooh, then I'd do something very safe. Animal Crossing.
Pokemon. No humans ever die in Pokemon.
Well, in the Pokemon world, but what if it's like kind of our world with Pokemon? Like,
Oh my God, there'd be genocide.
Yeah.
The Pokemon would take over.
Eventually.
They'd be like, yo, we can rise up and fucking melt people.
Apes together, strong.
Yeah,
I'd say if we could die like normally, I'd still do No Man's Sky. Because, I mean, you don't really die in that game unless you, like, fuck up. Like, you have suits that can withstand so much, and you plan things out. And
True. So if there's some sort
there's
of...
pirates, but they're not super hard to take down.
And you could
warp
also be
speed.
in a relatively safe spot for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to be an adventurer.
Just find a nice lady and go find a planet and terraform it. Done. And make a shit ton of money. Easy with the cobalt thing.
Yep.
Or
So you'd be like, honey, why are we jumping?
Iridium farm or
Why
whatever.
don't we just sit down and like pick a universe? And you're like, no, stocks.
We're going to find the
Thanks.
best one.
We're going to be billionaires. Fuck that. We're going to be trillionaires.
Honey, my family is across the universe, and we don't know how to get back. That's okay.
That's all right. I'll buy a ship that'll take us back.
Don't worry. We just need to like harvest a shit ton of whatever that fluid is.
I can't even remember anything from that game besides...
Antimatter, dark matter.
I used to
Who
play
knows?
so much that game, dude.
I know. I have so much
God.
cobalt. It's insane.
If I hop back on, I'd be pretty stoked, honestly. It was bad. I'd like look down, it'd be 8 a.m. like, oh my God. Because everything was like real time.
Yeah. I love the different ships you could find too. That was super
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Find them, try to fly them back. And then like you could have a freighter. So you could have a massive freighter.
And you can build it out however you
so
want.
sick.
Yeah, dude, that game is so cool.
Or do either that or... Oh, what's the one? What's the one that Keegan plays? Was it StarCraft?
Star Citizen.
Star
Citizen. Sounds
Star
about right.
Citizen? Yeah, Star
Star
Citizen.
Citizen.
That would be sick too. Anything
Mm-hmm.
fucking space related, I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be
space is cool.
Ooh. What's that one that we played for a little bit that came out?
What's that one?
Starfield. Pretty fucking sick.
Oh, the single player one. Yeah.
I was saying, okay, I
Is that
played
the
that.
Bethesda one?
Yeah.
I like
Oh,
that.
yeah,
that
yeah.
was fun. It was just, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It'd be a cool universe, but it was kind of slow.
Yeah, it was definitely slow. But I mean, if it was a whole universe that you're living in, then I
Yeah.
think that'd be a lot better.
Also, quite a lot of slavery.
A lot of slavery.
Ooh.
Ew.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. I mean, the whole Pokemon universe is essentially slavery.
Yeah.
But like animal slavery, a little different.
Yeah, but they can talk and have feelings more
They
than
don't.
animals.
They don't talk.
They don't talk. They can understand you, though. They,
Yeah.
they
That's what I
understand
mean.
their trainer.
Like they're, yeah.
I mean, it's like a dog
Yeah.
that shoots fire sometimes.
So you're basically like, you're like a pit bull, like dog fighter.
Yeah.
yeah,
But-
you put the pit bull in a ball.
But animals don't die. They just faint
yeah,
because children would cry.
yeah, and you just hope that they don't hit you.
Yeah. So I throw the ball and run the fuck away.
Basically, like, you could not stand close, especially for some of those moves. Like, oh my god, if you get hit by a solar beam,
Dude.
you're dead.
There's what is it? Slugma, Slugma nuts, and Macargo is a lava snail or a lava slug, and they're like the temperature of the sun.
Yeah,
So, like if you really look at it's stupid and nerdy, but if you look and read like Pokédex entries and read about all these different Pokemon, it's the Pokemon universe is actually fucking terrifying.
oh yeah, but like the whole
It's
thing about like the drift
crazy.
balloons.
Oh yeah, Driftbloom just like grabs the hand of a child that's alone and takes them to hell,
Yeah,
steals their soul.
or even like Magikarp. Everyone's like, oh, it's so weak, bro. If you read the Pokédex, it can jump over a mountain,
Yeah.
a whole mountain.
Machamp can move a mountain with one fist. It's insane. It's fucking insane.
Absolutely
It should not-
wild.
It's There, I can't remember which Pokemon it is, but it moves faster than the eye can process. So like, it would just if it ran and somehow went through you, you would disintegrate.
Yeah, you'd be like the boys.
Yeah, you just be done, and like you would have no idea what went through you, and it's like some little bug or something.
Yeah, and it just makes a noise.
You're like, oh, cool. Well, all right. Yeah,
Okay.
like if I would go to the Pokemon world if it was like the games.
Get a little bit safe.
Yes, safer. Exactly. Yeah. That'd be better.
That'd be better.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that.
What you got?
Yeah, what do I got?
We're gonna do one more each.
Yeah, I think that should be good.
Okay.
This one's back to a little bit philosophical.
Philosophical.
How important are the intentions versus the consequences in weighing morality of an action?
What?
I think we actually kind of talked about this on the last episode that we had with Cameron about the guy who assassinated that one person and started World War One.
Yeah,
Archduke Ferdinand. Yeah. So I wish I knew more about what Archduke Ferdinand was doing. I would assume that it was something kind of bad for him to want to have like 8 assassination attempts happen to him on one day.
Well, it depends on what side you're on.
Yeah, so I don't know, but so like the intention of stopping this maybe bad person and the consequence of it having World War One, it's like where, you know, how does the intention kind of weigh compared to the consequences that happened, or like you see an old lady in the road.
Okay.
And she's crossing, and there's she's crossing, and there's a bus coming at her, and she can't get out of it, and like out in front of it in time.
It's her time.
If you push her, and you're safe when you do this. You push her and get out of the way. Your intention is to save her, but the consequence of it is that she falls and breaks her hip.
But you saved her.
But you saved her. So in weighing the morality of the action that you did, you know, where's that weight held? Is it the intention of you saving her or in the consequence?
Good, dude.
Or, okay, well then how about change it? She actually hit her head on the curb and dies. So she was going to die technically in either way, but your action caused it. So even though your intention was to save her, the consequence of your action killed her.
Manslaughter.
So
Yeah, now
way-
you're in jail.
yeah, the weighing
Well,
of the
one
morality.
way I wouldn't be in jail, and one way I would.
It's either assault or manslaughter.
But like weighing in the morality of the action. So, you know,
I think in terms of morality, I think I would be bummed the fuck out.
Bless you.
You
Jesus.
knock that shit off.
Not on the bear.
You do it outside.
Anyway, I think morality, like I would feel like horrible, and I'd also feel bad that I was in jail, but I would not think that I made the result any worse, and I would think that I know what I tried, and that's what matters. Like, yeah. It would
So
suck if
you'd
she
be
still
in
died.
jail for manslaughter, and you'd be like, "Yeah, but
No.
I was a good person."
I would not want to be in jail. I would regret it. But I'm saying, like, in terms of just morality, not my current situation, I would say, like, yeah.
So in that situation, your intentions outweighed the consequence.
Well, if you're judging yourself on your morality, knowing your intentions, I think intentions are very important. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's coming from the self. So what if we change it up to be different? So we're all hanging out. You guys are there, and you see this old lady crossing the street, and this bus is coming. It's honking. It's like, I can't stop.
Floor it.
I get out, and I push her out of the way and hop out of the way. Bus goes by, and you guys are like, oh, like, is the old lady okay? Bus goes by. She's just on the ground, blood everywhere, just like dead on the street there.
I'd be like, let's go. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Well, like,
I don't think that's what he's asking.
that's not what I'm not asking.
Hit her. Okay, let's run.
Okay, what are you doing next? No, I am asking.
Zombies.
I got a go bag set up, dude. Like, I got a new name for you. You got you need a passport? I got
the
a passport
morality.
for you.
I really honestly would not put any shame on you.
No, because you tried
yeah.
to save this.
Because if we all knew like what you did and the result was the same, and fucking she died because she couldn't, put her foot underneath her like to get out of the way when you pushed her, like I genuinely would like feel fucking really sorry for you because you went through that, but I wouldn't feel like you did anything wrong.
That's same here. I wouldn't be like, oh well, yeah, I know he tried to save this lady, but he ended up killing her. It'd be like, no, he tried to save this lady
Because in my mind, you
And she
didn't kill
happened
her.
to die.
In my mind, you tried to prevent her. Like you didn't kill her. Like you didn't.
Mhm.
I mean, she would be dead, and the fact that she still is just because you tried something. It's like it'd be like if I threw a ball and it hit somebody in the face, but like. Imagine like I threw a ball and it bounced off a wall and then it hits the other wall and then another wall and it bounced and then it hit their face. It's like you definitely didn't try to hit their face. It just did.
Mhm.
Like I would never blame you for that.
Mhm.
Like if that happened and you hit my face, I'd be like, that's not your fault, bro. That's just some crazy shit.
But if he fucking beans it like right in your face,
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'd be like, dude. But if
fuck you.
if your intention was not to hit me and in some crazy series of events it did, I would be like, you're good. But if you fucking intentfully did, I'd be like, you're not good. Fuck you.
Which,
So-
yeah, so the intentions in that definitely matter. But so that's just like kind of like a one-to-one thing. This old lady in either situation is going to die. What if it's something a little different? So the only thing I could really think of is like COVID. So
COVID.
Yeah.
you're the president of the United States of America.
Oh, barf.
The global economy is going to rely on your decision whether to close the borders and be an example because you hear about this virus coming on, or trying to keep it open and hoping for the best that it doesn't be as big as it is. Because we've had situations where like swine flu or something that was supposed to be huge and killer
Yeah.
and then really wasn't.
It was for other countries.
Yeah, other countries.
Yeah.
So like there's these other like situations in the past where it's like it could be not so bad. Like, if your intention is like, well, if we close up our borders and try to protect people, it's going to bring down everything when it comes to the economy, but we saved some people. Or you keep things going with the intention, like keep things going so that people are good to go and hopefully it doesn't kill a lot of people. And then, we get into the situation where we had where a lot of people died, where like in each situation, the intentions are good, but the consequences are very different.
Yeah, it's literally that's the balancing act of everything. Like, I mean, even like on a very smaller scale, like during COVID, when you go to the store and you're fine, you don't wear a mask, and say you don't care if you get sick, like you're not worried about it, so you go to the store without a mask on. It's like, okay, your intentions are not anything to do with anybody else. You just care about how you are. But say there's an old lady near you and you're a carrier and you don't know it, and now a week later she dies of COVID because you carried it without having symptoms.
And you could have done something about it.
So it's like, but like say like no one, like you didn't know that, say you never found out, but like the universe knows obviously. So like, are your intentions like you never meant to fucking do that? However, you did kill her. Again, is it because of you? Like it's the ball thing. It's like you were the wall in that scenario where it bounced off of somehow and went to her, but COVID is what killed her.
Sorry about all the old ladies in this episode.
Well, they die easy.
It's like they're dropping like flies.
If you were the wall in that scenario and the COVID bounced off you into her, obviously that's not your intention to kill an old lady, but if you were a carrier without knowing, is that like
maybe yours?
Because I know that was a big argument for people. Like, Jesus Christ, was like, if you're not wearing a mask for yourself, wear it for somebody else.
Yeah.
So obviously, I think I wore a mask for that reason.
So did
I
I.
was like,
but
shit,
a lot of people in the
imagine,
world
like,
are too fucking selfish.
Yeah, exactly. So then it's like if you had that information and knew that you could spread it to someone else without knowing it,
Or stupid.
then morality wise, like you are a piece of shit.
Yep.
So, but if you didn't know that stuff, I don't think it's your fault. You know what I mean? If you didn't know, which is not the scenario, but I just think it's like not knowing what could happen. Hindsight is everything. It's like if you do your best to prevent everything and that you can, and you balance what you can, and you make an educated decision based on whatever factors you might have. Like if you do your best for humanity, I don't think that should fall on you.
Okay.
Sometimes it's just situations and you're the wall and you're trying not to let the ball bounce at someone's face.
Yeah. Which, I mean, like, even if you have all the best intentions of doing good, there is a chance there is negative consequences.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of is like you're a parent and you have a kid, and your kid like has some sniffles, but like nothing too bad, and you're like, well,
Punch it, floor it, run him over.
Chloe, I'm gonna take away your keys. You're not allowed to have keys anymore.
That's fair.
So you're like, well, they only have like a little bit of sniffles, like something has kind of been going around. So you send them off to class, but then they get another kid sick whose parents is immunocompromised, and then their parent dies of whatever greater sickness this is, like a couple weeks later.
Ew, gulp.
Yeah.
I mean, if some kid just had this like slight sniffles, I would say again, like that's not something you could have known. However, if they had like a severe cough and they should not have gone to school, then that would be borderline negligence. That would be negligence.
Yeah.
I think negligence is the opposite of intent.
Yeah, I think we've nailed that down. But now we're saying like you are trying to do the best for kind of society. Like it's important for your child to go to school and get an education, and it seems like they're not that sick. So you send them off.
Yeah, I don't think that's...
And so this consequence is someone dies from your intention of doing something good.
Yeah.
Does that weight of the morality of the situation start to change then? Because your intention of helping your child has actually detrimented another child.
I think that's just a butterfly effect. That's not something that like weighs on your morality.
Yeah, and you can't really control that.
Like there's probably so many things we don't know about that we've done due to the butterfly effect that like
ripples, man. Ripples.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's also like things I think about, like, in general, I feel like I am a good person. That's why people like to be around me and stuff. But there are people out there. Well, that's why I keep telling myself.
Yeah, there you go. Whatever helps you sleep at night.
It helps a lot. And so, but there's people out there that have cut ties with me over things that felt like it wasn't a big deal or something. Or
So I know. And I'm right down the hall. Edit that out.
we cut ties together in high school. Remember, we were wearing them. We would just snip each other's ties.
Just a little snip.
It was very nice.
And we
Very
were
nice.
connected at the umbilical cord.
Like, so, my intentions for like those people were in a good intention, but the consequences of things had definitely impacted them in a negative way to a point where they negatively viewed my morality of things.
It's happened to me, and like there's been things where I'm like, I make my decisions and I have great intent with what I do, usually, unless I'm feeling naughty. And
Get out.
If someone like doesn't like that, then I'm like, okay, I don't care because I want people that appreciate my intent. So at some point it's like, yeah. But if enough people were like, dude, then I'll be like, okay, let me question. Now I'll question my morality on that. Even if my intent was good, maybe in hindsight, that wasn't the right thing to do because we're not perfect. So,
I'm pretty up there.
I don't know about that. So, I think if the consequences are fierce enough, aka if you had lost like all your friends over something, but like for some reason you thought your intent was good still, and you believed that, then obviously you're not a very good judge of morale.
Yeah, it seems like you're running your life based off of pride rather
Yeah.
than what other people think. I mean, I've done things.
Ran kids over in the car.
Ran grandma's over with your car.
Ran little kids.
I
that look
will
like
neither
grandmas over with your
confirm
car.
or deny, but
Ran over COVID with your car.
I did. I ran over COVID. Yeah, no, there's things I've done that like at the time, I thought it was the right thing to do, and I thought it was helping the person, but I didn't look at it from their point of view,
Which was headlights
yeah,
and a grill.
I should have hit. In hindsight, I should have hit the middle pedal and not the far right one. But yeah, like I figured, I was stepping back and I was doing something for the betterment of this person at the time, and it turns out that like, I ruined a friendship because of that. And I didn't know that was going to happen, but here it is, and now I got to live with consequences.
I see.
Newsflash, sometimes it is your fault. Like, oh,
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
that's what it feels like to do something wrong.
I did put my foot down, on the gas,
and a lot of people feel. I mean, like even people that do things wrong all the time, you can identify people who do that. You're like, this person sucks. They probably have the intent of trying to do things right. They just keep fucking missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes unless they're just horrible.
I think it is a balancing act between intentions and consequences, and there is no like one direct answer of whether one needs to be weighed more than the other. It's definitely situation specific and just people specific.
Yeah. If the consequences are severe enough, like say you threw that ball and it bounced off all those walls and it hit me and it killed me for some reason, like hit me in the temple. You guys ever seen Chicken Little?
Yeah. Bits and pieces.
He hits a home run and he's like super stoked. First time he's like, I hit a home run. And the coach told him to hit it softly, or he told him to take because he's a little chicken and he can't hit. So he said, take, don't swing. We need to win this game. And they're going to throw balls because you're so short. So he's like, fuck that. And he swung and he hit a home run and he won the game. But because of that, he hit a girl that was, I forgot who the girl was, like somebody he looked up to. Anyway, over the fence, he hit her in the head and it killed her. And so obviously,
What?
is this chicken? Is this another movie?
Chicken Little?
Chicken Little.
I thought Chicken Little. That's with the sky
That's
falling.
the sky is falling one. Yeah.
I think there is a baseball movie that is like that, where he like kills his friend by hitting a home run.
What the fuck movie is this?
What kind of movies are you watching?
I'm just having a memory of.
Oh no, there's a chicken and baseball and I don't know.
I do vaguely remember a story being like that, like a movie, but I don't think it's Chicken Little. But it could be
Really?
Chicken Little.
Chicken.
What? Is there a chicken
Baseball.
in it? Chicken baseball.
Home run. Home run. Google likes easy words. Chicken baseball home run hits
Kills
girl
friend.
in head.
This is going to be an interesting. Let's all Google this together right now. I mean, you're listening to us or
I can't
watching us,
find it.
but yeah, Google.
I
Google.
found
What did you
real
say?
issues this actually happened in?
Chicken baseball.
The 2013 movie Home Run. In the movie, a character's named Scott Elrod's performance is described as perfect. I don't think that's it.
No. What movie is this? Like, I can't. It's not Chicken Little.
Are you sure this isn't a dream you had?
No, this is a movie. This happened.
Okay, I'm convinced. No, that's the movie.
Maybe Simon Birch, because it talks about this guy being little.
Also, what Google like? What's a movie where? Fuck, I don't even know what. As someone kills someone playing baseball.
Yeah, I feel like that wouldn't be Chicken. That'd be a horrible.
That's not Chicken
kids
Little.
movie.
Because
No.
Chicken Little, like he sees like a chunk of the sky, which is like an LED panel or something like that, fall off, and he's like, oh my god, and nobody believes him.
Yeah, no, I know, but there was this baseball scene. That's why I'm confusing.
Simon Birch.
Simon Birch.
Is it that?
It's someone, and there's a subreddit called "What's the Movie Called?" and it describes a young boy hits a baseball into the parking lot and accidentally kills his best friend's mom.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
And so someone says
I'm
Simon
mixing
Birch.
those up. That is Simon Birch. That's a 1998 movie.
Simon.
Yeah, it's like this little mini. It's like this kid that has like developmental. He's just like small. He's a weirdo, and he's a dwarf. It's right. That's so crazy. I mixed those two up. Weird. Simon Birch.
Yeah, like, and they're little. They have
Chicken.
glasses, and there's baseball.
Okay,
Oh my
that's
God.
crazy. That's a good movie. Wow. So Simon Birch, 1998. Anyway, it's a little guy,
I'm gonna
and
look that up.
his coach tells him not to swing. He swings, hits it over the fence, and kills. Who was it? His best friend's mom.
Yeah.
That's right. Anyway, what the fuck was I saying? Oh, his intent obviously was to win for his team and prove himself that he can play baseball.
It's a comedy and drama.
But the
family
result
movie.
is he kills his fucking best friend's mom. So it's like, what do you? I mean, that's clearly a horrible accident.
Yeah.
A young boy with
And so-
stunted growth is convinced that God has a great purpose for him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, and he gets pretty blamed for that because he did it.
Yeah. And
but
so,
like, would the law say that's manslaughter? I don't.
I mean, it's accidental death. So, I mean, I think there is a form of manslaughter that is accidental.
Totally.
But yeah,
Oh,
like
oops.
you're saying, like the town and stuff is blaming him for it because he did kill
Did it.
someone.
Oh, Jim Carrey's in it.
But it comes down to his like the intention versus the consequence, and like in that point, it is really hard.
Like I personally would never blame someone for freak accidents like that.
a free accident like that, I'd be like, it's horrible for everyone involved.
But you can't, and everyone wants to find someone to blame, but I don't believe like that. I don't believe there's always someone to blame. I believe some things just happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of those things. So, yeah.
So
So even if like it was a president making a hard decision, like, and he chose the wrong way and everything went to shit, like, as long as he tried to make a decision for the people, like, of course people are going to blame him because he's the one that made that decision, but
Yeah, we're not including current presidents and their choices they're making right now.
well, he doesn't care about the people. He cares
No.
about himself.
He cares about money.
yeah,
Fucking-
I am worried about your intention by saying president and he instead of say they, because it could be a woman.
It's not.
Could be a dog.
Who? There has been no
Air Bud
female
president.
presidents. in the United-
Airbud the presidency.
There's been no female presidents in the United States, as shitty as it is, or they's.
Not yet.
I just there has.
Not
That's why I
yet.
said has not. That's past.
Yeah, but not yet.
So when I say he,
There's
I'm
been no
thinking-
dog presidents either, but
Still,
not yet.
still up there.
Airbud.
Speaking of animals, I have a question.
Okay.
All right, go for
If
it.
you guys could speak to your pet, say you wake up, and all of a sudden you can understand your animal, your pet.
Yeah.
What would you ask your animal?
Okay, I got it. The first thing I would ask is, why is Keenan sexist?
Why doesn't he want a woman to become president?
Why doesn't he think that's a
I voted
possibility?
for a woman to become president,
Wait.
and we got the complete opposite.
Yeah.
A Cheeto,
We got
angry mango.
we got a Cheeto bag with an asshole on it.
God, I mean, I would just want to understand more about their perspective. Like, I think me being a little vain, I'd be like, hey, what do you think about me?
I'd be like, you hungry? Like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Me too, dude. I'd be like, you have fast food? Like, no. You want to try? I think I would just become best friends immediately.
Yeah.
Like, even
obviously.
closer friends. Like,
Or what if they were like, dude, I don't like you. I genuinely don't like you. Like, oh, really? I thought, no, I just don't want to be here ever.
You feed me.
I don't like
and,
when you're around. I
That's
don't
cool.
like listening to you. I hate sleeping in your bed.
I think you would notice that even if you couldn't talk to your
Yeah.
animal.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, we're good pet parents. So I'm assuming
Yeah,
some
we'd
people
be
aren't. So they'd
fine.
probably be like, dude, you hit me. You literally hit me.
yeah, the first thing I just want to know their perspective on things. I'd be
Yeah.
like, hey, who do you not like being around my house?
Yeah,
Like,
straight up. Hey, when you bark at
Children.
random people, what are you feeling like against that? Because there's times where I'm like, he's normal, he's nice to everyone, but there's some people he just like barks at, and he like does not trust. And then I believe him. I'm like, okay, yeah. Downstairs neighbors, one of them.
Same with Bina. Bina doesn't like children in strollers or people with bucket hats.
Well, that's just weird. But there's
Well,
some.
yeah,
people,
I'm like,
why can't the children walk?
Exactly. It's like, what kind of cyborg are you?
does she ever
fucking
bark at like
weirdo?
people that look normal that just are walking like random people,
No, like once
Look normal. Hey,
like not bucket hats or kids in strollers?
hey,
No,
dog.
no.
Why is Keenan ableist?
if we're just like out on the, why is Keenan ableist and sexist?
Children in strollers are capable. Okay.
We haven't had a children president, but you know, it's possible.
They can
Possible.
easily play the NBA. Anyone can play in the NBA. Anyone can play ice hockey.
You're just not trying.
What else does Airbud also do baseball? Probably.
Yeah, there's a baseball one.
Okay.
Well, actually,
There's too many.
and you know what? If there isn't a baseball one, you know why? Because baseball's fucking hard. Dogs can't hold gloves.
Yeah, but they catch balls all the time.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Bina's nuts at catching balls.
My dog's
Made me cough too.
my dog's balls are catching nuts. You know. I think I would.
Your dog has no balls.
I would ask him about his. He has a very traumatic past before I got him, and I would ask him if he.
What do you remember?
Do you have any recollection of what happened? And he'd be like, "What?" No. He'd be like, "Yeah."
Dad, what did you do with my testicles?
Yeah. What if he like spoke like Russian? Like,
What
I
have
have-
you done with my
I have
testicles?
noticed my testicles are gone.
Yeah.
What have you done with them, huh?
What if it's just like a different language, like fluent French, and you're like, what? Huh?
And then you're like, okay, let me just do Google Translate, and it's like bark, 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 bark.
Like,
Into
okay,
English.
so it is just me. I'm crazy. Great.
So they're just saying bark.
Have you
bark,
guys seen
bark,
the videos where it's like, I mean, every obviously dialect has its own everything fluctuations in speech. Like if you look at like there's this husky and this Italian owner and it's like speaking in Italian,
bark? Oh,
and then the dog's like, he like howls in an Italian accent. Or there's like a Chihuahua, and I think it's like German or something. I don't know. It's some heavy accent, and the guy's like speaking, and the Chihuahua's like, but he's like it's just a German accent. Like they have
like
accents.
the cadence and
The cadence,
kinda
it's
the
German as
inflection.
fuck. I'll try to find it. 8 seconds or less of it, but
yeah, that's gonna be funny. It makes me think of like you've seen those videos where the people have like a smart dog or something or a cat or whatever, and they have a big platform that's covered in like buttons. You know, like the staples, like that was easy button, but it's every button says something else, like outside, ball, hungry, like that kind of shit. I think that's how dogs would talk. They would be like, "Oh, you can speak," and they're like, "Ball." Like,
it'd be Doug from Up.
Yeah.
I am a dog and I like squirrels.
Hello, I love you. I'm like, yeah.
I think you are nice to me.
Ball now.
Here's the husky in an Italian accent.
We play ball.
Rispondi a questi gatti. Brava, ma che vuoi? Diglielo. Che sono cattivi.
Oh, bo-bo.
Boo.
I love that. Oh, bo-bo.
Hold on, wait. Here's a Chihuahua one in English accent.
24 years.
What?
Nope.
What I've got you, some traffic light bags, okay? Greenie's go. Going out.
Hello.
What I've got you,
Because he's listening to English television. So
Oh
he's-
my god.
I love when dogs talk like that. It's so fucking cute.
I've been trying to get Magnus to do it, but he doesn't. I just go, I love you. And he's like, oh, and just runs up and starts going.
Oh my god, I love you too. That's crazy.
So say it.
Yeah, I want to know what. There's a brown cat in the neighborhood, and if Bina sees it, like, there's a bark if somebody's like walking outside. She's like, hey, fuck you. But if she sees this brown cat, she goes fucking ballistic, and I want to know what she's saying, because it's like a more high pitched, like full body guttural, like. I'm like, oh my god, you hate that thing. What's really funny too is, she chased after the cat, like ran it down. The cat stopped, turned around, was like, and Bina just sat there and was like, "All right, bye." Didn't do anything to it. I'm like, why do you talk so much game and then you're there and you're like, all right, that was fun, bye. I just want to know what's going through Pet's head.
Yeah.
Or my sister's cat, Teddy. He has got one brain cell. Well, I'd be like, why can't you close your mouth? He'd be like, I'm breathing. Teddy. Yes, your name is Teddy. Why can't you close your mouth? Breathing. Teddy, are you okay? I'll go sleep now. Okay. All right. Bye. Yes.
I feel like, you know how pets, like, they start to, like, nod off and then they just kind of, like, wake up
Yeah.
because they're like, it's like, are you trying to fall asleep? No. I'm up.
Squirrel. Jesus. Man. Or another thing I want to know is, like, sometimes Beans will just go ballistic, and it's like nothing has happened. I'll be sitting there and she's just like barking at the door, and I'm like, nothing's going on, dude. Nothing's happening. I want to know what she's talking about. There was something. There's a thing out there, or if like dogs bark at other dogs in the neighborhood, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you! Hey, fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! I want to know what they're saying, man. That'd be funny as hell.
I am over here. I am here.
Hello?
I am over this way. Can you see me? No. Can you see me? No. What did you have for dinner? Dog food?
Oh my God, me too. I also did have dog food.
I found a piece of spaghetti on the ground.
It was amazing.
My dad tickled my ear and I flapped it because it made it feel weird.
He tickled my toes and I kicked him.
I had 4 baths today because I rolled around on a dead squirrel.
It was stinky, but it was good stinky.
People kept poking the top of my head, and then I told them to stop by brushing the top of my head. And you know what they did? They punched the top of my head with their finger.
Human are dumb.
I sniffed the fireplace and it hurt my nose.
Do you have a fireplace? Yeah. Sniff it. Is it also hot?
My nose smells funny now. I was digging a hole and then I kept digging the hole and then now my dad hates it. He hates me now, I think. But now what's really cool is I have a hole.
Do you want to come over and it's a cool hole. You could put things in it. That's about it.
Well, see, that's dogs. But like, what about like other animals? Like
Cats.
Cats, like, yeah, I feel like in general people like see them as bitchy, but I could definitely see some cats just being like, today I looked at the mouse and I kicked it around a little bit and yep, it's still dead.
Yeah.
He'd be like, Father, I've listened to the latest NPR episode on Spotify. Have you checked it out recently?
Could you pour me a glass of tea?
What do you think about the Canada tariffs going into effect Tuesday?
Yeah, and you're like,
The fuck?
what? You can't close your mouth. What the fuck? Yes, mouth breathing. Yeah, I think like some cats would be like specifically, I don't know, orange cats kind of have a weird aura about them.
Oh yeah,
Orange
the one
cats are
brain cell.
crazy.
Orange cats are just like, yeah, but
No.
you get that one cat that just like, they're like, oh, hi, kitty. And they look at you like, I don't fucking care. Get the hell away from me. Like Charlie, for example, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
He's a crotchety old man is just like, hi, buddy. And he'd be like, I don't give a fuck. You gonna give me treats or nothing? It's like, I'm going to go poop in your flower bed. See how you like it.
I'd be like, no, don't poop in my flower bed.
He's like, I'm going too late.
No, get back here.
I gotta show you guys this video of the voiceovers of dogs. This guy does a really good job of these 2 dogs in a pool looking for a ball. I'll send it to you. It's
Okay.
fucking.
Oh, it's the 2 golden retrievers,
Have
right?
you seen that?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I could see it's like three two clicks or something, like 1,000 miles away. Totally get it. 1 second. Okay. There's like a bunch of sharks down there, dude. It's really scary. I totally could have got it though.
Yeah, the one's like, no, it's right there.
Yeah,
You
okay.
see it.
Tell mom and dad I love them. I'm going back in.
It's like, you don't have to go in. It's right there.
Yeah. Do you see the ball? I think I can see it.
I do love
So
those
funny.
videos where people like dub what animals are saying.
Oh, yeah.
Probably pretty spot on.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I first get to know my pet's perspective, and then it would just be basically normal conversations with them.
So what do you want to do today? Ball. I should have guessed. Let's go.
Do you like the Smashing Pumpkins?
Oh, yeah, you could ask them what music they actually like.
Yeah. Everything is too loud.
Well, I can turn it down a little bit, bud.
Your thoughts are too loud. Like your ears are too big. Fuck you.
Get smaller ears. You know what? And you just like cup them.
Like, Dad, where did you go? Like, you're not blind. You're just deaf now. What? Oh my god. I feel like it would just be chaos.
Mm.
It'd be awesome for like a week.
Yeah, and then I'd probably
Maybe
get a
not
little
even.
annoying because I mean they have like the intelligence of like what a toddler, so
Yeah.
it's like just for the
It'd be
next
having a toddler.
for 7 years.
Yeah.
Having a toddler for 7 years.
Totally worth it.
Cole, you'd kill yourself,
No, because it's a dog. It's not a child.
but it would talk like a child.
But that's hilarious.
What if all the
it's
like
coming
the
from a dog.
like the where it sounded like cries? Ugh,
Yeah,
Well, Bina doesn't do that, so
my dog does that.
yeah, exactly.
Like, I want to play now. No, not later. Now. Like, fuck me. Okay.
yeah. I
Give
think
my toy back.
I think people wouldn't like dogs as much if we could understand them.
Yeah,
I think it totally depends on the dog.
I
'Cause,
think
I would hear a lot if we're talking like Bina was talking. I would hear, "What are you eating? Can I have some of that? That looks really good." Sorry, I'm drooling. What is that?
or like
Can I have some?
when she's asking for pets, remember, and you don't like pay attention to her, and she'll like punch you.
Yeah, she like slaps you and is like, "Keep fucking pet." I would sit her down and be like, "You know what? I'm scratching your head right now, and you just slapped me to keep scratching you. Why the fuck did you slap me?" It's like, "Cause do better scratches."
Yeah. Your
Okay.
scratches suck.
That's what I want to know.
Do you even love me?
Yeah. Do you even love me? You
Put it in
you
effort, please.
liar.
Magnus would just be like, Dad, I'm fucking bored.
Yeah.
Remember the walk we went on yesterday, like 4-mile walk? Well, I noticed today we weren't doing that. And I'm pretty bored, honestly. So,
That'd be cool if we could do that forever again.
Dad, why are you leaving? I'd be like, I would explain to him, okay, so here's the thing, buddy. The reason I leave for long periods of time is to get money for your toys. Because without me doing that, you wouldn't have toys. And then he'd be like, oh, really? And I'd be like, yeah. Oh, that makes sense, Dad. Well, thanks for doing it.
Well, I don't need toys if you're here.
And I'd be like, okay, well, more than just toys. Also my toys. Also warmth. And also car to go to the park. And I'd be like explaining all these things. And then he'd finally get it. And he would stop complaining so much.
Or he'd sit there for an hour and then he'd be like, "All right, you understand?" He'd go, "What the hell is money?" You're like, "Oh my god."
Okay, well, when you're gone, I'm gonna eat my bed.
Hey, Dad, that was money that over there? I think I ate a few of those big ones.
Oh, I've had money before. It's delicious.
It tastes like hands.
And sometimes they taste metal and clink in my stomach. You're like, "Oh my god."
One time, it tasted like stripper asshole.
Explain yourself, father. I went to the store.
I went to the ballet.
Okay, do I have one more?
I think so.
Okay. Let's keep this kind of short because I'm on new meds and I'm like, I feel fucking weird.
Yeah, he's on Vicodin. Or, sorry, no, the other one, Blue Chew.
Yeah, but it got stuck in my throat, so I've had a sore neck for hours.
God damn it. Talk to your doctor.
I'm gonna do this one. So, have you guys seen The Thing, the movie The Thing?
Yeah.
I have not.
Okay, have you seen the Rick and Morty episode where I can't remember the creature's name, but it's like this one lady takes over everybody. Assimilation is what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, she's like the whole planet and everything.
Yeah,
and
What's her name?
It's like Destiny or
No, it's short for...
for the thing. But okay, so that.
anyway.
Yeah.
So if there was an organism that assimilated every living organism on Earth, like the thing, like this alien, whatever it is, comes to the planet, assimilates all living creatures on the planet, what do you think its next step would be? Like, would it give up, or would it just live its life being like, all right, cool, I'm just here now? Or would it, like, what do you think it would do?
Well, what's the point of its existence? To do that?
Because if that's the point,
Then it would do it again somewhere else.
it would want to do it somewhere else. So since it has all of humanity already, it's gonna be
Unity,
all right.
that's the girl's name.
Unity.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So you think
Think
it
about that.
would work on trying to get to the next?
Yeah, I mean, if
organism.
if it did that in the first place, it's like, it'd be like if I ate one day and I finished eating, it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna eat the next day too, because that's what I do.
And that's the point of life.
It's the point of living. So
Eating.
Well, I mean, it's like, yeah, at a cellular level, organisms, the point of life is to reproduce.
Well, I would assume it has some reason to do this. So it would probably be like,
But let's say
it's survival. If the point of it, I'm assuming that sounds like a survival thing.
yeah,
So if we want to survive, we're going to do what we do to survive. So that'd be eating.
right. And
And
the
sex.
more of this creature there is, the bigger it is, the easier it's going to be to survive. Okay, but let's say this. There's no way to leave the planet. Okay,
Okay.
this organism starts assimilating every living thing. There's no way to leave the planet. What do you think it would do? And it has all the consciousness of everybody who's ever lived before and every creature. So do you think it would like become I think it would become like its own kind of god in a way, and then be like, you know what?
Does it have a
this is
separate
boring.
self, or is it?
Well, it's everything.
It's
But like,
everything.
does it have its own main part, body?
No, it's
It's just a connected consciousness.
yeah, it's a connected consciousness.
So I don't know. Assuming again that it's a whole point of that is survival, I would assume that it would make civilization completely like what Unity does, make it perfect
A
and
utopia.
a utopia, and build a way to get off planet and take over more planets.
But
to
let's
make
say
them perfect.
it doesn't want to get off planet. But yeah, I think it would just stick with the utopia and trying to make everything all interconnected. Like, oh, hey, now everyone agrees on where the resources need to be connected. I have all the information from all of the scientists that can all come together. So we're going to now make the perfect AI to be able to just automate as many things
this
as possible.
just sounds like AI, except instead of our bodies, it's every computer and all the knowledge in the world.
Skynet.
yeah.
Freaky.
Terminator is happening.
So yeah, I definitely think it would go for the utopia thing.
Okay.
The people, it would definitely be doing a lot of now kith
Now
to
kith.
like a lot of different things while this goes on.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the AIs that communicate?
Yeah. They
Oh yeah, with the
they revert to like a basic form of
Well,
code.
it's a audio signal
Mhm.
that transmits code.
It's
Yeah.
what the like dial-up computers used.
Mhm.
I think it's kind of
Well,
funny.
that was just the sound of dial-up connecting to the internet.
No, I know, but it's the same. Like
like it sounds the same.
It's
no,
the
this was a
same
code
language.
written recently.
Yeah, like a sound code that was able to
Yeah.
send the information so that because I remembered it. It's like, oh, you're also an AI. Do you want to do this certain code thing? And it's like, sure, let's do it. And then they just started
It's a
making
certain
noises
thing, it's
and
a language that was just made recently, and I don't know if it was made by humans or AI, but it allows.
it was made by humans.
Okay, that's good. But it just allows AI to communicate without having to use English because English is slow. So it just makes like, which is basically just like transcribing code through audio.
Mm-hmm.
So that is how robots are going to talk to each other because it's efficient and everything needs to be efficient, which is fucking terrifying because we won't be able to understand it. And the sounds they make are pretty much what you would expect to hear in a movie. Like
That's the point,
Mhm.
though.
spot on.
I mean, it's easier for them.
But they didn't make this. We made the code, but the sound is what they understand because it's literally just code in audio.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that we can put code in audio, the fuck? Oh.
That's too much.
I mean, we've been doing it for the longest time. Morse code.
I know, but not like not what's the word? Segmented audio pieces, like actual frequencies. That's freaky. It's fucking crazy. But that's actually cool though. Maybe we can like if somebody's like in danger but they can't speak or some shit, we could like you could send a text message through purely audio that would be picked up by an AI computer somewhere and transcribe it for somebody like that.
Mhm.
That's kind of cool. It has use cases, but it's terrifying.
Yeah, it definitely has a lot of uses.
Ugh. Anyway. I think it would just try to be utopia. I mean, if I was all one being, which I am, but it was all different things, I would want them to work in harmony.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mhm.
and I'd want to live good.
Yeah, so that begs the question: the creature from The Thing, it tears people apart and like is super bloody and gory and like out of this world and creates all these creepy creatures and whatnot to assimilate all these guys. you think it's doing that, or do you think it would that's what its end goal would be? Like once it assimilated everybody, it would stop all the violence and just be like, utopia. I'm gonna build the perfect world for me.
Well, I think, okay, if you were all these individual pieces and these individual pieces are still humans, they need to eat. So you still need all the basic functions of society, and you need it all to be very efficient. So like, and if the humans died off of old age, you need them to get along and fuck. So,
well, no, but in the thing, like when the thing becomes a human,
the thing becomes okay, that's what I was asking.
It becomes
earlier,
like the shape of a human.
Yeah.
It's not a human anymore. So it doesn't need to eat, reproduce, or anything like that. It just assimilates people. There's no real.
So it has its own body. That's kind of what I was touching on earlier.
Well, that's a question too. There's no real drawing or design of what the creature is because it becomes other things.
It is
the thing.
Everything.
It is everything. So yeah, like when it lands on Earth and is stuck in the ice and whatnot, it is a shape of an alien. But is that the beginning stage of the thing, or is that just one of the beings that the thing has assimilated?
Oh, so it already
my take was the latter.
It already assimilated the aliens.
And then it went somewhere else.
And then,
so in that, they're saying it went somewhere else to do it again.
So then it probably goes somewhere else.
Yeah, so the whole goal of the thing is to just assimilate everything.
Just take over everything.
So Unity from Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that would be its end goal, is to be able to get off planet and do it again.
Yeah. How do we know if that's a bad thing or not?
I mean, it depends on the perspective.
I mean, free will is good generally. So
True.
Generally free will.
General free will.
But, on the other hand, this thing could be trying to assimilate everything and make a utopia across all the galaxies.
But then what's the point if there's only one thing?
Well,
yeah, that's what I'm
from the
saying.
perspective of the thing, it's doing what's best.
Yeah. I mean, my argument obviously is not. You're pretty much killing everything at that point. So.
Yeah, but if they're doing it wrong.
Yeah, well,
I would tell the thing, just go and move to a nice farm in the country and live your life. It's the same result.
Yeah, but
it would bite your head off
Just
and
be
then
peaceful.
dissolve your body and become you.
it's sick.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Probably can't jump as high as me, though.
I can jump higher.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Well, hopefully he'll play volleyball with me then,
that'd be cool.
because I love playing volleyball.
Yeah, I think it might cheat a lot because it has superhuman powers and can literally form its body into any known shape.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
well,
Any
any
shape
volleyball.
imaginable.
That's what volleyball players do anyway. That's why they're so tall.
That's why they have nice butts.
Not all of them.
You're watching the wrong games then, my friend.
Just, oh my
I don't
God.
think I've ever watched a volleyball game.
It just reminds me,
A
you're
match.
missing out.
A match.
I just watched a bit from Shane Gillis where people are like explaining why volleyball players, like girls, wear short shorts, and it's like, oh, so we're faster and we're could be a lot like more dynamic. And he's like, yeah, well, you ever watch the Special Olympics volleyball team? They don't really need those shorts.
Jesus Christ.
God, I like him, but also, man, Jesus Christ,
He
he is
says-
so offensive.
Yeah, but he says the things that other people, the people think about, and we're like, ooh,
I
I'm kind of too
know.
scared to say.
No,
Like,
it's not
somebody
about
says
being
it.
too scared to say. It's having like the moral compass not to.
Yeah, there's
I don't
this
think.
kind of like
I don't
line.
think you should. I mean, I think he's a funny guy in some ways, and there's other ways he just says shit. And I'm like, it's funny because we're all thinking it. Doesn't mean you just say it. Like if I met him in real life and he said that shit, I'd be like, this is fucking embarrassing being around you.
Oh yeah, I think he would be an asshole in real life.
I think he is an asshole in real life. I
Well,
just think we laugh at it because
He's a funny asshole.
He was on a podcast where they did this
he said some
segment
pretty
where
fucking racist shit too.
that's true. He was on a podcast where they did a segment, Down syndrome or Shane, and they had a video of Down syndrome people like falling over, or like a video of just like him hanging out, and he was just like, "What are you guys doing? You're laughing like at them." And they're like, "Yeah, but you do like these bits and stuff," and he's like, it's kind of more like a commentary,
bit, yeah.
and like it isn't good fun. It's not like I'm making fun of them because they
I
have
think I
it.
saw that. And that's the thing is like I know he means well and he's just doing his job, but like I've also heard him do like, and I know some people say some racist shit because it's funny, but like I've heard him say some shit where I'm like, yeah, are you a racist, sir?
Yeah.
Because I the way he portrayed it and thought about it and came up with the joke was like, I never would have thought about, putting it out there that way because that is definitely from a racist place.
And that's not really my favorite type of comedy either.
No.
I like the comedy that, in a way, like the comedian will say something and you kind of think about what the punchline is, or like it's a little bit more intellectual. So like Theo Vaughn will say something outlandish, and it's at its core it's not outlandish, but if the listener puts everything together, you're like, oh
exactly.
my God.
The jokes that like you hear a little bit of laughter and then over like 10 seconds it gets louder and louder because people are realizing.
Yeah.
That's the best kind of comedy.
Stuff that makes you think.
And I think comedians that like say nasty shit,
George Carlin, love him.
but he's also an intellectual. It's like, and you can see that in the way he's portraying things. A lot of what I say with Shane Gillis is like, he's hilarious and his writing is really good too. But I think he's a little too obvious. I think comedians that can make jokes in ways that are very unobvious,
Or clever. Or something.
and not
Yeah.
just rely on, kind of jokes.
Yeah.
That's the kind of good shit. So I like him, but I also think like, it's just kind of fucking after
Yeah.
a while.
That's why I'm glad like Matt Rife isn't relevant anymore.
Yeah, Matt
I
Rife
never
sucks.
thought he was funny. I always thought he was just a fucking asshole.
God.
He's
just a
he
piece
got
of
big
shit.
I mean, not big, but part of the reason he was bigger is because his crowd heckling skills. But
Crowd
he was just
work.
like, but if you look at it, you're just like, or yeah, the opposite, crowd work. But I'm like, yeah, just saying mean shit.
Yeah, he's like, so you two,
And that
gay?
Kill Tony.
Yeah.
I think Kill Tony like is really good at roasting. Obviously, during the Tom Brady roast, he's really good at roasting and being an asshole. And he's fast and quick and witty. But like I've watched his crowd. What do you call it? Crowd work.
Crowd work.
Yeah.
And he's just a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Like he was doing jokes about people with Down syndrome, and some girl in the crowd was like, which I think is okay in some ways. Like if you're at a comedy show, like depends where you go. But some girl was like, you don't say that shit. I work with people who are never say that. And he was like, why would you do that? It sounds fucking horrible. And like, it just kept going
that's
on.
kind of rude.
It just
Yeah.
kept going on and on and on and on. He's like, why would you work with those fucking imbeciles and like all this shit? And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Now you're just being an asshole, bro.
That-
So,
Yeah.
and that's the
Yeah.
whole thing of comedy is it's hard, but like,
Yeah. I see it differently. Like
I don't know.
if you go to a comedy show and if it's like that and it's like the point is making fun of people or a certain demographic or whatever, that's not cool. But if you go to a comedy show and somebody says something and you don't agree with it,
don't say anything.
shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
I agree.
Get up and
just
leave.
leave. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
leave.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Other people paid for this. Like, you're
Or
not
you know,
going to do
whatever.
that in a
People
movie
like
theater.
people. I kind of like it because it tests the comedian's skill and wit.
True.
and
And,
it makes-
maybe they plant them there.
Well, usually not, but I mean, if they did, whatever. I think it's part of comedy. People get offended and they say shit, and then it makes the comedian's job, fourth dimensional. But
True, and like if they can shut them down in a witty way,
Exactly.
it's clever rather than just being like,
I went to a comedy
Shut up,
show
get 'em out.
where they did that, and it was like it was pretty fun.
Yeah, if they shut him down, Woody will.
Really well.
Witty-
Really well.
witty well.
Yeah,
Did
I
I
don't
say
know.
that?
I have mixed feelings on Shane Gillis. I think he's really funny, but I think he's also just says shit that's
Yeah,
just mean, and I'm like, that's not. It's funny because everyone's thinking it, but it. I don't know.
that
Yeah.
doesn't make it always funny.
Just because people are laughing doesn't mean it's good comedy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, like you hear it once and you're like, oh my god, this guy's that's like hilarious that he said that, and like, oh,
Yeah, like
That's-
at
that's his
first I
whole
really
shtick.
liked him, and then after I watched more and more videos, I was like, okay, this is getting.
yeah,
I didn't realize all his content was just same shit, being a
It's
dick.
like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
sweet,
But
Boy.
it's good that he shut that podcast down. I was like, yo, hey,
yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not fully about that.
yeah, I just. Hey, you guys are laughing a lot. I just do a little. That's basically. But then it's like, oh, okay, now you're taking the higher road. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, it's not really the high road. Like, it's like he knows the line that he wants to toe with that kind of group.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and-
but his followers are that group, and
I
he needs
mean-
to understand no, the jokes you tell create that following. So I don't know.
I don't know how he.
Well, hey, what
balances
was
that.
his intention and what's the consequence?
Yeah, there we go. Back to So restart the episode.
Okay, so if he does that joke and then
Restart the
lets other
episode.
people have some of the
That's a
joke,
loop.
and then he Groundhog Day.
Oh my God. It all ties in.
Oh God.
Dogs, animals, pets, groundhogs.
Oh,
Fantasy worlds. All right.
we call it there.
2 hours of gibbering and jabbering.
Yeah. I'm losing my fucking.
I'm starving.
I'm losing my mind, dude.
All right.
All right.
Well,
Thanks for listening, guys.
thank you for listening to this episode of What's the Diff.
coming.
Next week we'll be discussing what?
Yeah. What did you say?
I said I came.
Oh.
Oh, okay. That's all I need
No,
to
that's
know.
normal.
Yeah, that's fine. Next week we'll be discussing animation versus live action, space exploration versus ocean exploration, audiobooks versus physical books.
Listening
Reading.
and not listening.
Visualize in your brain.
Have an opinion on something we've already discussed? Want to hear one of your topics debated? You can connect with us at what'sthediff.net.
Do it.
Leave us a text or a voicemail at 802-884-3553. Or send a voice clip to us at hellowhat'sthediff@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Check us out on YouTube and look at our Patreon and
Yeah.
think about joining the patronage because we would greatly
Be
appreciate
a patron. We'll shout out and we'll be like, "Oh, thank you so much."
Oh yeah, we'll shout you out. We'll draw a little picture.
We'll come to your house and we'll
your-
shout at you out of your
Is there
house.
profile pictures on Patreon?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll find out.
Be,
All right, we'll just write your name down and put it on the camera and say it
be
nicely.
a Patreon and tell us and show us
Yeah.
how that works.
Make a oh God, make a funny name.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, shout out to Fart Sniffer for giving us money. Thank you. And you can be at home listening, going,
Shout out to What's the Diff podcast is the worst, most boring podcast I've ever heard. Don't waste your time on this.
it just
Smith.
goes on for like 20 minutes. I just wanted to bring something up in your third episode of it. And you're like,
like,
oh my
Could have
God.
left a note on Spotify, dude.
Is there a character limit on these usernames? Do you have to take this in every time?
We got to limit this.
I paid $5. I already emailed Patreon for a refund. It was an accident. Just to say fuck you guys. Anyway,
12.
Okay.
The first
69.
The first 11 were taken.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my God. That's good stuff.
Bye.